Hey guys, I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. I know I am because today is one of those days where we get to cover DSP, darksydephil, good old Philip Burnell. And the reason we're covering DSP today is because of a little meltdown that DSP had recently over the fact that somebody made a video exposing the fact that he cheated in Demon's Souls. Now, the funny thing about this whole meltdown that DSP had is the fact that this Demon's Souls playthrough we're talking about isn't even of the new Demon's Souls. This is a playthrough of Demon's Souls that he did for the PlayStation 3 12 years ago. So it's just hilarious to a lot of people, especially me, that this guy would cry over someone pointing out the fact that he cheated in a game 12 fucking years ago. I mean, at that point, it's like, who cares, bro? It was over a decade ago. But of course DSP cares because he has a massive ego and he can't handle people pointing out that he cheated in a video game. Anyway, without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the little segment DSP had on his stream where he seethed over this video exposing the fact that he cheated.
Oh, I've heard about this. Family Style Design did a $2 super chat. He says there's a documentary exposing you for cheating in Demon's Souls. The funny part is, I didn't cheat in Demon's Souls.
But you did cheat, and that's why the documentary exists. It actually goes over all the different proofs that you cheated. Now, on its own, I really wouldn't think that much of somebody cheating in a Souls game. I mean, tons of people use exploits in Souls games, it's no big deal. The part I find really interesting about this whole situation and this whole meltdown that DSP had is the fact that he so vehemently denies it.
So this guy made an entire documentary that's completely fucking false. Everything that he says, and he said, oh, he cheated. I didn't cheat. To this day, I still don't know about this dupe glitch you guys keep telling me about. I don't know about it or how to do it.
Really? You didn't know what the duplication bug is? Well, I mean, here's the documentary to prove that you pretty much, without a shadow of a doubt, did know what the duplication bug was.
But something happened between parts 28 and 29, which had one week between them. And since that week, DSP claims that he power leveled his character from level 20 to level 97. And from this point onward, being overpowered, he just bulldozed through most of the game unhindered. But not all of the game. We'll get to that eventually. Naturally, the people watching live were accusing him of cheating. You can't just grind for 2 hours a night and reach level 97 in this game.
And no, I did not cheat. I did not use the duplication bug at all. I don't even know how to do it. On my controllers. I don't even know how to do the duplication bug. I did not use it. I actually played the game. You saw the amount of play hours on it.
That line is as big a tell as anything. If you don't know what that bug is, how do you know its name? A normal genuine reaction would be, what's that duplication bug saying? Your reaction should never be, no, I didn't do that. And here's my inflated timer proving I didn't do it. And spend the next few minutes trying desperately to prove you didn't do it. Proving that you know what it is, since you clearly knows the elements involved in pulling off that particular bug and clearly prepared ahead to counter the allegations, which is something you would never even think of doing if you truly didn't know what the duplication bug is in the first place.
I think it's pretty clear why DSP, a creator who makes React content and even has a Reacts channel, didn't decide to respond to this documentary on stream. The documentary is jam-packed with evidence, and I don't think DSP is going to be able to convince his audience that he didn't cheat if they see the documentary themselves.
I wouldn't have done that. Like, why would I have dupe glitched?
Because it's extremely easy to do, and we all know that you're an extremely lazy content creator. Every single documentary that is out there that talks about you proves this. I mean, one of the main things that you are known for is refusing to upgrade your setup and get a capture card back when pointing your camera at the TV was becoming a thing of the past. Your audience literally had to beg you to upgrade to a capture card for over a year back in the day because the standards were rising for gaming content creators. And before someone tries to make an incredibly stupid argument like, oh, well maybe he didn't have the money, or something stupid like that, DSP was an insanely successful channel back in the day. He made big money on YouTube. It wasn't lack of funds stopping him from switching to a capture card, it was laziness.
So, I didn't do it. I just tell you right now, like, it's funny because people say shit all the time these days about stuff I am not aware of and I have no knowledge of, and they just say it like it's fact. Oh yeah, Phil did this, Phil's doing that. I have no knowledge of a dupe glitch in Demon's Souls. I don't know how to do it. I didn't do it in the playthrough. I didn't. So, I don't care what the documentary says. The guy's a fucking idiot.
I love how you always claim when people are critical of you that they're all just idiots and morons and whatever. Like, why is the guy an idiot? Because he dared make a piece of content that was critical of something that you put out on the internet? I'll say this about his video. It is much more well put together and much more entertaining than any piece of content that you have uploaded in the past 10 years. Not only is the video well put together and entertaining, but it also has over 300,000 views, and this comes from a channel with just 2,000 subscribers. He probably had far less when he uploaded it.
He wasted all that time making a farcical documentary, and there's no way he can prove anything because it didn't happen. You see what I mean? Like, well, why don't you... I don't have to disprove anything. It didn't happen. There's no way they could prove that it happened because it didn't. It's factually wrong.
If it's dumb and it's a lie and everything's fake and all of this shit, then why don't you just go ahead and make a response to the documentary? I mean, it's obviously wrong, right? You could easily disprove it.
Bubba the Bubba says, well, they kinda do prove it. No, you just said it. They kinda, right? Kinda. No, that means they didn't prove it. That means what they do is they do what everyone on the internet does. They present an insane amount of circumstantial nonsense, like, well, it's insanely unlikely, or it's insanely likely, or this or that. It doesn't mean you proved anything. It just means you presented a case that could be a possibility. It doesn't mean it's true.
Okay, sure, whatever. The guy can't prove 100% without a doubt that you cheated, but he did bring up a lot of evidence in his documentary, and to say that all of this evidence is invalid because he didn't prove it 100%, I think that's really stupid.
And in this case, it's not. I didn't dupe glitch in that game. I don't know how to dupe glitch in the game. It doesn't matter what they said, they're lying.
As I stated earlier in my video by playing the guy's clip from the documentary, you clearly knew the elements of the glitch. Also, as this commenter pointed out right here, he says, you did the same thing in Bloodborne when it first came out. You said you grinded for hours when an easy dupe glitch was still working, and the second they patched it, you had no time to grind anymore. Given the fact that this documentary brings up a ton of evidence that you used a dupe glitch, on top of this comment saying that when you played Bloodborne, you very likely used a dupe glitch there as well, it's pretty safe to say, dude, you're using fucking duplication glitches.
Family Style Lasagna did a $2 super chat. He says, the video has more views in a week than your channel in 2026. Yeah, but it's a video on YouTube. It's a monetized video on YouTube. It's very limited in what it can make for income. Trust me, I make more than this guy in a month, probably, than he'll make on that video.
You know what? You probably do. And here's the reason why you probably make more money than this random YouTuber with 2,000 subscribers. Because you beg your audience of 12-year-olds every single stream to donate to you non-stop. While this other guy just put out a well-edited, well-put-together, well-researched video. You can tell that DSP got super insecure here when someone brought up his view count because he immediately jumped to, oh, well, I make more money anyway, so fuck that other guy.
And it doesn't matter what people watch because they're idiots. I'm telling you, anyone who watches that video and believes it is an idiot.
Yeah, how dare people watch a video that brings up a lot of evidence that you may have used a dupe glitch, and how dare they come to the conclusion that you probably used that glitch? What a bunch of fucking idiots, am I right? This is one of the main reasons I chose to respond to this little stream clip that DSP had, is because of him attacking the people who watched this documentary and the guy who made the documentary himself. I don't really give a fuck if you used a duplication glitch in Demon's Souls or not, but the way that you're reacting to someone who criticizes you is fucking pathetic. And the fact that you're so upset over this video being made on you that you even go as far as to attack people who simply watch the video is insane.
Because it has to be circumstantial nonsense that's not proven because it didn't happen. So who gives a shit? Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. These people on the internet who live eternally on the internet, all they do is they think that things on the internet, these like drama things, are meaningful and it's worth their time. It's not.
Now, this clip right here really pissed me off. How is DSP going to say that anybody else lives eternally on the internet when you have been forcing this fucking internet job for the last 10 years, at least? You have been a lolcow for at least a decade at this point. It's actually been about a decade ago today that he had his incident on stream. You have had to beg for at least the past decade, non-stop, to simply get enough money to get by doing this internet job, instead of going out like the rest of the world would and just applying for places to work in your situation. You are the one who is eternally online. You also claim that people watching this documentary, this quote-unquote drama, is not worth their time. But how is your content more worth their time than the drama content? With your logic, somebody watching a documentary or a video talking about how you cheated in Demon Souls, that's not worth their time. But coming to your stream and listening to you beg all night is worth their time. That makes no sense at all. Also, you literally reacted to LTG detractors on stream, so you partake in this very drama content that you claim is not worth anybody's time.
So someone made a documentary about my Demon Souls playthrough from over a decade ago. One playthrough. By the way, a game that I've replayed, a game that I played the remake of. So it's not even the one playthrough I did. It's not even a very notable playthrough, right? Why did they do that?
Because it makes for an entertaining video, and obviously it pissed you off, which makes it even more entertaining.
And who the fuck would watch a documentary on it? Like, what kind of a person are you if you just sit around watching a documentary on the darksydephil Demon Souls run from like 12 years ago? I mean, you gotta have a really boring fucking life.
Once again, this is why I decided to make a response to his little stream freakout here. He simply has disdain for people who even decide to watch a video that is critical of him. You say, what type of person are you if you sit around and watch a documentary on darksydephil's Demon Souls playthrough, but what type of person are you if you show up to a DSP stream every single night to listen to DSP beg? He acts like you're a genuine fucking failure at life and a loser if you simply decide to watch content that is critical of him. What if someone just got off of their job being a doctor, saving lives, and they decide to watch the DSP documentary about how you cheated in Demon Souls? Oh, now they're suddenly a fucking loser and nothing they do matters. This is such stupid logic, man. DSP cannot even genuinely imagine a person watching a video that is critical of him that is not like the biggest loser on planet Earth. That is how big and how insane his ego is.
So, and here's the thing. I know it's not true, just like a million things have been said about me that aren't true.
Most of the criticisms that people throw your way and allege against you are genuinely true, and they have evidence proving that they are true.
Okay? I know it's not true. So it doesn't matter what circumstantial nonsense some idiot put together in a video. It's still not true. It may have had a chance of being true. You may find some weird multi-dimensional possibility that it could have been true in a multiverse, but it's not true in this universe. So I don't care. If I had done it, I would tell you right now that I did, because there's no reason to not say I did, because there's no, like, well, who cares? It's a playthrough from 13 years ago. I didn't present myself to the internet as the best Demon Souls player ever who legitimately played this game. I openly admitted to grinding every night to get artificial levels in the game. So why would it matter if I do? It wouldn't. No one cares.
You ask who cares, like nobody cares, but you clearly do, because you're having an entire meltdown on stream about a playthrough that you did 12 years ago. You might be wondering why I'm saying it was 12 years ago and why DSP is saying the playthrough was 13 years ago, and the reason why I'm saying 12 years ago is because it hasn't actually been 13 years since the playthrough yet. But honestly, I don't think this really matters. He's crying over an old-ass playthrough he did getting criticized.
It's just that the internet has such an autistically fixated fascination with me and everything that I say and do for some bizarre, unexplicable reason.
The reason why people have a fixation on you specifically is because of your reputation. You have a terrible reputation, and you're basically you are a lolcow. When you search up the most popular lolcows, I guarantee you DSP will show up. In fact, I'll do it right now.
that they actually hyper obsess on minutia and they turn it into things that are important to them, not to the common person. The common person would never care if a random streamer or gamer used a dupe glitch in a playthrough from 13 years ago. In fact, I will go as far to say no one with an actual functional life with meaningful things to do would care that DSP duped in a Demon Souls playthrough 13 years ago.
It's really not that deep, dude. It's just an entertaining video, and what makes it even more entertaining is obviously this meltdown that you're having because of it. People watch videos and lore videos and stuff like that on things that are really meaningless in the grand scheme of life all the time. It doesn't make them losers. People watch fucking 10-hour videos about the lore of Dark Souls. Does that automatically make them a loser if they choose to do that over the span of a few days, watching a couple hours a day? No, it's just entertaining content. Same goes with the documentary talking about how you cheated in Demon Souls. It's just an entertaining video. Drop the fucking ego.
You'd actually have to have a waste of your life to care about it. I want you to think about that, okay? Your life is meaningless.
I want you guys to think about this. The guy who streams video games for a living while raging at his chat and begging for money is telling you that you're a loser for daring to watch a not even 2-hour long video about how he cheated in Demon Souls. The hypocrisy here is just off the charts, man.
And you think that this is meaningful to human existence.
Not every single video on YouTube has to be meaningful to human existence. Some videos can just be entertaining and fun to watch. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not, okay? It benefits no one to talk about it, to waste time on it, okay? Zero time invested was worth it, okay? Because even if I did dupe or I didn't dupe, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me at all. It doesn't affect you at all.
It doesn't affect you. I mean, judging by the reaction you're having right now to a documentary about you simply existing, it clearly does affect you. But this idea that you shouldn't watch content or shouldn't engage with content that doesn't affect you, I think that's really stupid. A little while ago, I watched a video about the lore of one of the Bloodborne bosses. It was like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. It was informative, it was entertaining to watch, and I don't regret my time watching it.
It affects nothing. Why did you waste your time? If I had duped right now, I would tell you outright, I duped, but I didn't. So I didn't do it. I'm not going to fess up to something I've never done. That's absolutely ridiculous. I would never do that. Maybe they don't think it's a waste of time. Well, see, that's the thing. It doesn't matter what they think, because if your mind is that crack to hyperfixate on something that is meaningless, it probably means you lack rational thought. You wouldn't be able to judge for yourself what's a good use of your time and what's not.
You act like everyone who watched this documentary about you cheating in Demon Souls is hyperfixating on it. What if someone just chose to watch it on their lunch break at work? What if someone chose to watch it while playing a video game in the background and they just wanted something to listen to? What if someone, I don't know, wanted to watch a video before they went to bed and they decided to put on that video? Are they suddenly idiots who are hyperfixating? No, they're just looking for some content to pass the time. And now that you bring up hyperfixating, the only one hyperfixating on this documentary is you. You've been crying about it for 2 days. Maybe look in the mirror before you decide to call other people hyperfixating idiots for choosing to watch a documentary.
And then you're going to be 60, 70 years old, decrepit, falling apart, sitting around saying, where did my life go? Oh yeah, I was watching that fucking 2-hour video about DSP duping in Demon Souls.
What a shit argument. He's claiming that people are going to be 67 years old and they're going to want their time back that they spent watching a 2-hour video about DSP, as if that is any meaningful amount of time in the grand scheme of things. But the funny thing is this same argument could be thrown back towards you. What happens when your most loyal fans who watch your streams every single night turn 67 years old? And they wish they could have had the days and months of their time back watching your streams. Now, for the rest of this clip that was shown, he cries over a banana song he made back in the day and people misinterpreting the lyrics. Well, he claims they're misinterpreting the lyrics, but I don't really care to go over that, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up now. Yeah, it's just classic DSP, man. There's not really anything else I could add. If you guys did enjoy today's video, a like would be greatly appreciated, and so would a sub. If you didn't like today's video, you can leave a dislike and a mean comment. Alright, I'm out.